You are highly favored. This is a day the Lord has made, and will rejoice and be glad in these days. My beloved brothers and sisters, my name is Evangelist Bless and Amos. Today, I would like us to address the issue of ignorance. I will be drawing our attention to this issue of ignorance because when we look at our society, our nation, and the world at large, you will agree with me that ignorance has dealt with dealt with humanity dearly. The Lord also draw our attention to this issue of ignorance in the book of Hosea and say, my people only destroy for lack of knowledge. When we're talking about lack of knowledge, ignorance is lack of information. It meaning is lack of knowledge. The question is that why some people lack knowledge? Why some people lack information? Because the issue of ignorance is not overemphasized on our. We pay less attention to the issue of ignorance. And before we proceed, please kindly go and support this channel by subscribing to my channel, like and share. If today is your first time, you are welcome. Like and share. For enable you to be getting notification whenever we upload new video, press the notification bell. May the good Lord bless you. Today, I will be sharing the benefit, the importance, and the value of a book written by Dr. Sunday Adelaja, which called The Mountain of Ignorance. The Mountain of Ignorance. You know, when we are not living in a world whereby so many people do not like learning. Some people dislike being knowledgeable. They dislike knowledgeable people. And some choose to just stay ignorance. You know, it's so very sad that the issue of ignorance we pay less attention to it. When we are talking about ignorance today, there are varieties, there are different type of ignorance. Today we'll be addressing it one by one for enable us to be aware of the types of ignorance that dealt with humanity. There is nothing when we look at the benefits of this book enable us to know that there is nothing wrong with being ignorant. The problem is that the ignorance is not foolishness. It's not foolishness. Most people see the word ignorant as an abusive. But I want to make us to understand that whenever somebody say you are ignorant of a particular information, you are ignorant, meaning you lack some information. There are some information you don't know. It's not an abusive language. It's not an abusive language. We need to start getting used to it so that we can continue to learn. We can continue to advance. We can continue to add value to ourselves. You know, many people get they saw the issue of ignorance that as an abuse is not an abusive name. Is lack of information that is ignorance. Why light is knowledge. So as a matter of fact, everyone is ignorant. You know, when we are all, the reason why we will see the different type of ignorance. Everyone is ignorant because the area you lack the knowledge of is you are ignorant at that particular area. No one on planet Earth knows everything. We should know is that there is more to know. There is more to know. Ignorance simply means not knowing some particular something, not having some particular information. So there is nothing wrong with being ignorant, but everyone is wrong with staying in with ignorance. Everyone is wrong. Anyone is wrong. You want to remain ignorant. You don't want to anyone that dislike knowledge, anyone that don't like true information, anyone that doesn't like asking questions, anyone that want to stop learning, there's something wrong with it. In fact, that is a catastrophic. It's going to it's going to bring a destruction to people and to a generation. So the very first thing you have to do is in order not to stay in ignorance, in order not to start living in ignorance or lack of information, or living in ignorance or living in self-deception, which is also a form of ignorance. Self-deception is to know that you don't know everything. Because if you doesn't have this knowledge that you don't know everything, You will not know that there are more for you to learn. So the true knowledge is is the true knowledge, because there are different kind of knowledge. The true knowledge is what we are talking about. The true knowledge is of fact that is more to know, which is to do with knowledge, knowing that your whole lifetime is not enough for you to know all your whole entire life. Even though you will never stop by learning, there is not even enough for you to know. So that awareness will keep you in constant pursuit of knowledge, as Apostle Paul advised Timothy in the book of Timothy, and say, Timothy, learn to show yourself approved. When he saw that Timothy strongly had to implement wisdom, how to improve. He said, Timothy, learn to show yourself approved to God and to humanity. So the true understanding of this fact that is a beginning of wisdom. The true understanding of this fact is the beginning of wisdom. Knowledge, we have to start knowing that is a very important. We continue to know that pursuit of knowledge is the key to all of this. The form of when we are talking about ignorance, there are different type of ignorance. I said I will make us to understand today. The only reason why people find it difficult to admit that the fact that they are ignorant is also ignorance. Many people, it's very difficult. They will occupy one office, they will occupy one position, and they can never bring any change. There's no good result, and they will refuse to also tell people that in this area I don't know, please bring somebody that I can learn from in this area if possible, or let other person come and occupy these positions for them. No, in Africa it doesn't happen, but in Europe, because of civilization, you see them, they will resign and say that no, I cannot do it. You take some patient to a particular doctor, will say I don't know it, but in Nigeria one doctor will say know everything. They will be killing innocent people. So then the form of pride is arrogance. When you now say that you know, or is a pride and arrogance, and a superiority complex, foolishness, and etc. When somebody now have it on his mind that he knows everything. I am yet here of great man who was not studious, very open to knowledge. Ignorance is a great limitation, while knowledge is power. Choose what you want. Some say knowledge is difficult and expensive, but I bet you the price you pay for ignorance is far higher than the price we pay to acquire knowledge. Look at Nigeria today. The price we are be paying for lack of knowledge, the lack of information of different sphere, educational system, in agricultural system, in political system. You see disaster, you see calamity, you see plague, you see catastrophe happening every day. That is lack of knowledge out there in the system. But people are not, because of arrogance, they will not accept that fact. Is bringing destruction to the people, to the citizen. So let's see the different, so that, and I will give the list of different categories of ignorance. We have what we call, there are different categories, different kinds of ignorance. We have what we call human ignorance. We have human ignorance. We have what we call natural ignorance, ostentatious ignorance. We have what we call hypnotic ignorance. We have what we call willful ignorance, cultural, traditional ignorance. And we have what we call learned or high ignorance. We have what we call sincere ignorance. We have what we call acceptance ignorance. We have what we call ignorance of ignorance. We have what we call fearful ignorance. We have what we call moral ignorance. When we're talking about the number one of it, this is 12 type of ignorance. So the one that is affecting you as a human being, you're supposed to know that I don't know, I don't have this is I have this problem, this ignorance. So this is the kind of ignorance that is lay a stronghold on my mind. So we have this human ignorance is number one. We're talking about human ignorance. The particular kind of ignorance is legitimate this kind of ignorance does not occur as a result of seeking knowledge or information, but rather is a result of absence is a result of absence of information. The information that is not available, the information that is not available for humanity. That is why it's called human ignorance. So when you say you are not ignorant and you know that there are still information that is not available to humanity, you're supposed to know the fact that you have to take responsibility. We are not supposed to be lazy to take responsibility, to learn, to study, to read. So it is information you do not know even after you search or do your research. A perfect example of this kind of this is when disciples asked Jesus Christ of when the end will be. When the end will be. He responded to them saying that it is not for you to know. That is the book of Acts of Apostles 1:7. And he said to them, it is not for you to know the time or season which is the Father has put his own authority. He has put his own power to make it not to know to humanity. So what Jesus meant here was that the information has been kept away from man. It has been kept away from man by God. So this one is not maybe you are too smart, you get any college to go and study to know this. No, it has been kept from man by God. It is not for you to know. Jesus says it's not for you. So you will search, you will know, but you don't know the time, the season that the end shall come. Then the end shall come. So this is human ignorance. We don't know. So there are many ignorance like that. Many ignorance. So I cannot give you this information. The Lord God met with this. In another instant, Jesus said to no one, even I do not know except the Father. Even Jesus that know everything, say he do not know. Then another one, he said, when the Bible makes us to understand here also that but book of Mark 13:32, he said, and I quote, but of the day and hour no one knows. No one. No scientist knows. Nobody. No man. No pastor. Nobody knows. Even Jesus Christ, he said he doesn't know. So not even the angel in heaven, nor the Son, but the Holy Father. He said is our Holy Father, is our Heavenly Father that know this. So there are many types. This is just explain the natural, the human ignorance. Human did not know about this. So there are a lot of things that we might never get to know as a human being. So there are the one that is the information that is available. So it will be is a disaster when we don't know. So the one that is not available will let us know that it's not available. This information is not available. But the one that is available is our responsibility to also know, so that we can live in a healthy environment. This world can be a better